Russia versus Australia. Today, Alessandra and I will be comparing these two countries by their tourist attractions, population, tradition/culture, climate, history, and location. We hope you enjoy our presentation. In Russia, it snows very hard, but in Australia, it isn't as common. On rare occasions, it snows in mountain areas of South Australia, Western Australia, and Queensland. Russia is one of the coldest countries in the world and can go down to minus 30 degrees Celsius in Moscow and other parts of Russia, while here in Australia it only gets to about 10 degrees Celsius. Russia has warm summers too, where the temperature can get up to 40 degrees Celsius. The hottest temperature recorded in Russia was 44 degrees, and the hottest temperature recorded in Australia was 50.7. The coldest temperature recorded officially in Russia is 67.7 degrees Celsius, while in comparison, the coldest temperature ever recorded in Australia was minus 8 degrees.
Australia has less than 25 million people in it. As of March 7, 2018, Australia's population was 24,668,585. Russia, however, has over 100 million people in it, whether they are tourists or Russian citizens. On March 7, 2018, Australia's population was 143,972,667. As you can see, there's a big difference between each country's population. There's a difference of about 105 million between the two countries.
In 862 AD, the land of Kievan Rus was a federation made up of East Slavic tribes. It is now known that Belarus and Russia are Kievan Rus's cultural ancestors. It later became an independent country on the 25th of December 1991, as it used to be part of the Union of Soviet Socialist Republic, which Russia was a part of. The first known arrival on Australia was in 1606 by the Dutch navigator Willem Janszoon. Captain James Cook found the east coast of Australia in 1770, which is now known as New South Wales. He also claimed Australia for Britain. In comparison, Russia's land was discovered way before the land of Australia was discovered.
Australia is part of a continent named Oceania. As you may know, Australia has a few neighbors. They are known as Papua New Guinea, Timor-Leste, and Indonesia. Australia also borders three oceans: the Pacific, Atlantic, and the Indian Ocean. The three continents that Australia borders are North America, South America, and Asia. Russia is an Asian country, and to others, it's a European country. People are still debating whether Russia is an Asian or European country because most of the Russian citizens live in the European side of Russia, but the majority of the land lies in Asia. Unlike Australia, Russia actually borders countries instead of having neighbors. The countries Russia borders in Europe are Finland, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Belarus, and Ukraine. The Asian countries that Russia borders are Kazakhstan, Mongolia, North Korea, and China. Like Australia, Russia also borders three oceans: the Pacific, Arctic, and Atlantic Ocean. Both of these countries border two of the same oceans, which are the Pacific and Atlantic Ocean.
Christmas in Russia is usually celebrated on January 7th. The date is different because the Russian Orthodox Church uses the old Julian calendar for religious celebrations, while in Australia, Christmas Day is usually celebrated on the 25th of December. Fatherland Defenders Day is on the 23rd of February in Russia. This day is to celebrate the men that had either been in the military or not when they were part of the Soviet Socialist Republic. A similar day in Australia is Anzac Day, which is on the 25th of April. As well as the Russian holiday, it was created to honor the people who served us in war. In Russia, there is an official Women's Day, which is celebrated on the 8th of March. This day exists in Russia because in everyday life, women don't get much attention. On this day, the men have to do what the wife normally does to show their appreciation. Since this is an official holiday, everyone gets a day off. A similar day in Australia is Mother's Day, which is on the 13th of May to show their appreciation to their mothers and motherly role models in their life.
The top 3 most popular landmarks in Australia are the Sydney Opera House, Harbour Bridge, and the Great Barrier Reef. The Opera House is located in Sydney, Australia. The Harbour Bridge is also located in Sydney, but the Great Barrier Reef is located off the coast of Queensland. The most popular landmark in Australia, the Opera House, was officially opened on the 20th of October in 1973. The Sydney Opera House is the most popular tourist attraction in Australia. The architect wanted the design to resemble a sailing ship. It has multiple venues and, and has hosted more than 1,500 performances, which makes it the most popular tourist attraction. Russia's top 3 most popular landmarks are Moscow Kremlin, Hermitage Museum, and the Red Square. Since Russia is much older than Australia, their popular landmarks, like the Moscow Kremlin, was built around 1495, way before Australia was discovered by the British colonizers in 1770. If you didn't already know, these landmarks are much bigger compared to Australia's top 3 landmarks. St. Basil's Cathedral is one of the other most popular tourist attractions. It was officially built in 1561 and is located in the heart of Moscow. The unique design is meant to resemble a bonfire, which is what lures in all the tourists, while the Sydney Opera House was designed to mirror a sailing ship. Thank you for listening.